Okay, so today is a very different video. There's been a massive Reddit thread made on me, The Sonic Show. And I want to clear up some things that I think a lot of newer viewers haven't picked up on, as well as responding to the most popular comments and criticisms, and unfortunately some drama that I'm forced to go into because I've been biting my tongue and my raccoon teeth are very sharp. Now don't worry, I'm not being canceled. This is definitely not the first time there's been these type of threads made on me, as well as literally every other Sonic creator who covers leaks. I've seen a lot of these other Sonic tubers brush it off and say,
"Oh well, I guess Reddit hates us."
But I want to be open about these criticisms and tackle them head on. I already know I don't have to address it, as the precedent is to just ignore it, but the odds are, if people are going out of their way to talk about it on Reddit, a lot more must feel the same way. And these are real people with valid opinions, so I want to hear them out and explain some things. Is this the same weirdo who had a raccoon in front of Keemstar's laptop as a thumbnail? Guys, I'm sad to announce that I'm no longer allowed to even make jokes and have fun with my thumbnails. Not even a matter of clickbait, but literally, I can't make jokes. Although the real self-report is that this guy instantly recognized Keemstar's laptop from my tiny thumbnail. Busted! I watched one of his videos. Not only is he incredibly loud, obnoxious, and annoying, but what the heck is the deal with the raccoon? Okay, buddy, now you've crossed the line. You can make fun of my voice all you want, but the raccoon? This blatant hatred and prejudice is completely unacceptable in 2021. I can do you one better. The game is not called Sonic Rangers. Now this is funny because the only leak that said the game wasn't called Rangers was the recent leak that wasn't 100% confirmed, and that's the only real difference between the new one and the confirmed ones. I'm not saying the name can't change, especially with how badly they fumbled the reveal, but at the current time, there's nothing wrong with calling it Sonic Rangers. No, I'm not going to call it Sonic 22 like it's Adam 22 from No Jumper, and I'm definitely not calling it Zap, since they even said that wasn't the name on their official livestream. With even Sega accidentally calling it Rangers, I think it's a bit silly to call it anything else. Well, so much for the #1 source of all Sonic news. Now this is probably the funniest criticism of all of them because it's just a long-running joke. So a few months ago, when I first wanted to incorporate covering news topics, I was looking around and found it hilarious how every single Sonic news site and Sonic tuber has some way of saying they're #1 in their own special way. So since I was one of the smallest channels view-wise, and I had literally just started, I thought it would be hilarious to put my own little spin on it and say I was the #1 source of all Sonic news. And I think people genuinely found it funny and enjoyed it at first. But we've grown a lot since then, so now people are like, wow, this dude's so egotistical. Which is so ironic because truly, nobody will ever hate me more than I hate myself. But that being said, despite not having the highest numbers, I am the #1 source of all Sonic news. Drop thumbs up if your soul hasn't already left your lifeless body for the great beyond. Oh, and also subscribe. So, the Sonic Show has gone full clickbait and to the point where he lies in video titles. What a disgrace. So sad to see him last less than a year without spreading misinformation in news videos. And when I saw this, I was like, okay, because I've always memed on my titles and thumbnails, so I can understand people outside my audience not understanding the jokes and getting peeved, or even somehow glazing over the massive raccoon. However, lies? I mean, I wouldn't go that far. New info, Sonic Rangers, leaks verified. With a title like that, you might wonder what I spent 14 minutes doing in this video if it's truly clickbait. Well, I spent the entire time comparing the brand new Sonic Rangers leak with the confirmed one and verifying the leak. That's literally it. And besides that, it's still a weird criticism in general because nobody watches a video for the title and thumbnail. You're never gonna leave a video and say, man, that title and thumbnail were so entertaining. The video was but the title, wow, I'm sending this to my friends. Are my thumbnails and titles loud and attention grabbing? I mean, probably. Does that take away from my videos? No, not at all. I try my best to make little edited bits and find fun ways to spruce up my content constantly. Like, instead of doing a lame reaction to Sonic and the Monkey Ball teaser like anyone else would, me and my girlfriend reacted while trying to come up with as many words that rhymed with banana as we could before the teaser ended, and that's because, what is there to talk about? Sonic and Tails are in Monkey Ball. Okay, cool. Am I supposed to just watch this 30-second teaser and go, wow, oh my god, every few seconds? That's just not really my style. How to verify a leak? Ultimately, you can't. You only know a leak is true or not when it receives official confirmation. I'm gonna be honest, this is an awful take. If you have evidence that proves the leak, then it's verified, confirmed, whatever words you want to use. Most won't have evidence, but unless it's something wildly massive, Sega will never step in and go, yup, you guys got us, and they never have. I hate how the Sonic community holds these weird, unrealistic standards for content creators overall. So yeah, I'll say it again. The January Rangers leak is verified. And while Sega didn't tweet, yup, caught red-handed, they literally dropped a press statement calling it Rangers, which is what it's called in the leak. In other words, 100% confirmed, verified, legit, whatever words you want to use. You have to remember, these are the same people that didn't even acknowledge Sonic Colors Ultimate had any problems from any official account related to Sonic or Sega. The closest they came to acknowledging it was when they put out a tweet saying the first Switch patch was out, and it was the first of several patches for all platforms, but this was posted 10 days after the game released, and posted the day before they buried it with their Twitter takeover. So if they won't even accept the reality of the game they just released, they are not going to be the people to confirm some 4chan leak they can easily ignore. I never take leaks from anyone anywhere seriously. I only watch him for the legitimate stuff he does put out, and because I have ADHD and a short attention span, which I do too. TLDR, he's kind of fun to watch even if I don't believe all of everything he says. And this is a great take because you don't have to believe all the leaks, and I wouldn't even want you to. I always say when something is just a possibility, like Sonic Heroes being included in the GameCube expansion. But when something is real and genuine, I'll call that out too. I just want to make entertaining videos, and I'll show as much relevant info as I can. Whether you believe the leaks is ultimately up to you, and I'll always give my honest take in the video whether they look legit or not. God, he's so annoying. I'd rather watch Premi, Twip, and Gamer Guide all at once than watch that guy. Okay, so I'm going to get into something I've never talked about, and if you're anti-drama, you'll want to skip ahead, because watching Premi is just watching a regurgitated version of my videos, and while that sounds like an obnoxious and bold claim, maybe the most obnoxious claim, I can actually back it up with evidence. There are two specific instances that are 100% stolen. I was the first and only one to make a video or cover It's Okay to Cry auditioning for Sonic Prime, and that's because I'm the only one who initially saw it since he's a smaller rapper who I'm a supporter of. So I wrote and recorded my video, put it out, and bam! A few days later, Premi drops a carbon copy of my video without even acknowledging me in any way. Then I made another video when I received an update on the story, and bam, yoinked again. Hate me all you want, but I've never copy-pasted another creator's video, and this happens regularly with Prem, but these two instances are by far the most egregious. And for Twip, I actually have nothing against Twip. All I really know is his Nintendo Direct reactions. Oh my god, no way! Which I still find funny to this day. Oh my god! He seems like an alright guy from what little I know, so I'll move past him. To lastly, the criminal Gamer Guide, who I have nothing new to say about. I made a video on him forever ago in 2019, ironically the first appearance of the raccoon. And while a lot has changed, he really hasn't, so it still holds up. But he straight up blatantly lies in his titles, thumbnails, and worst of all, the videos themselves. Also, you know, he is a literal criminal. I don't know, man. I think he's cool. It should be plainly obvious that he plays things up with the energy and sarcasm. And if that's not your thing, then don't watch his content. It's not rocket science. To which the OP responded, both his thumbnail and title are literally lies. Which isn't true, by the way. The thumbnail says verify, and in the video, I'm literally spending the entire time going over and verifying the leaks. But to their credit, I was memeing pretty hard on confirmed. And the absolute Chad came back with, it's YouTube. Clickbait comes with the territory, and his whole thing is about memeing clickbait. It's all a joke to him. If you don't watch or like his content, I can see how you'd be annoyed. But personally, I find it kind of refreshing to see news presented this way. And I'm sure people that are active in his community find it more funny than not. And this is perfect. It went on longer, and OP even said they like my content, and I think that's the real takeaway. If you like the content, but the titles are upsetting, know that I'm gonna keep it real. You know, don't hate the player, hate the game. And also, sure, come for the thumbnail, stay for the video. Like how that guy said, I made a drama alert style thumbnail just because I thought it'd be funny. Ironically, being annoyed over Sonic tubers making long videos talking about literally nothing is the only reason I started making quote-unquote news videos. I saw some would talk about stuff for like 20 minutes with hardly any graphics, evidence, nothing. So I wanted to make dumb, silly news videos with graphics actually defending what I'm saying. And if I'm wrong, I'll even write on the on-screen text of the video. I don't know where I got that from. After researching, I was totally wrong. I think it's fun to cover Sonic news, but I like to be loose and have fun with it. I know a lot of people will see this video and be like, hey Jaden, you don't have to convince them to like it. But I'm not trying to convince anyone to like my videos. If you hate me, you're like the rest of America that sees raccoons as disgusting vermins. And that's fine. But I do acknowledge that he mentions that my audience probably enjoys that, which I assume is why you watch. I mean, I'm not even half as good looking as Amaranth, and comparatively, my raccoon racks are tiny. So I also don't want to be like, wah, poor me, because my comments on my videos are always overwhelmingly positive. So I feel totally comfortable with the fact that not everyone will like my style of videos. There was a Rise of the Wisps video where he watched a video with his girlfriend, which made it seem as if she was very uncomfortable. Which I think might be subtly making fun of us for having autism or something, because we both had a lot of fun and were really relaxed. Joining was her idea. I was visiting for a trip and was going to film the reaction alone in my Airbnb, but she thought it would be fun if we did it together since we stream a lot, and she occasionally helps me with parts in videos, so I was totally on board. We also streamed later that night, drinking wine and watching old Sonic videos on Twitch at Sonic Show Live. Shameless plug. Though I don't like clickbait and title baits, but it also doesn't bother me because don't believe everything on the internet. I do understand the reasons for it, but for the most part, it's just a speculation video based on a potential leak from a playtester. It's no different than any other YouTuber making the same video speculating, just minus the baits. Maybe master? Also, as for the title, if it was a question mark instead of an exclamation point, it would be just the thumbnail. So who knows, maybe it was a typo. Lol, just remain calm, contain the excitement, and hope we get a new trailer soon. And I think the thumbnail's fine because like I said, I did verify, but you know what? You're right. The OP replies to every single comment, of which there's over 100, so a very good use of time. But they keep getting mad and referring to me as a journalist. I've been saying it and I'll say it again. I am 100% not a journalist. CNN, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, these are all journalists. I yell and make Playboy Cardi references in Sonic YouTube videos. We are not the same. The main goal is entertainment and information. The lame, boring journalistic stuff, I can promise you will never see from me. I literally don't even have a website, so clearly I'm not trying to compete, because there you can place your own ads, and that's where the real money is. Now, if you've ever seen a video of mine, you'd know that 1, I'm a literal raccoon, so I'm obviously the archetype of a serious journalist. And 2, journalists suck. They're supposed to give no opinion and tell the story in the most plain and straightforward way. Yawn! My attention span is literally the length of a vine. So if you don't put something to stimulate me every couple seconds, I'm out. And frankly, the content I personally enjoy watching is like that. So I'm hoping I've garnered an audience of like-minded people who enjoy the effort I put to make sure it never gets boring, even if just for a few seconds. So while I'm always giving my honest takes and news in videos, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna have to deal with the loud and obnoxious thumbnails and titles because at the end of the day, that isn't the content. It just brings you to it. I always keep it real while keeping it light and goofy at the same time. Some of these are so crazy, even the OP is like, whoa dude. He is literally lie incarnate. A bit much, don't you think? No! Wait! for a goddamn trailer. Guys, starting today, unless there's an official trailer released, all Sonic discussion is on halt. From here on out, until the Sonic Origins or Movie 2 trailer comes out, I better not see a single Sonic creator upload to YouTube.com. I know a lot of other Sonic tubers who've had these similar Reddit threads on them all go, forget Reddit, just a bunch of neckbeards. But I think these are still people on the other end, and while I obviously disagree with their takeaway from my content, I respect their genuine opinion because if they think it, reality is that a lot of others do as well, and I'm not trying to skate away from criticism, and I feel totally comfortable talking about it openly and honestly. If you don't like watching videos on Sonic leaks or news, that's fine. But as far as content goes, I'm not like fake hyping. For example, who knows what the odds Sonic Heroes will be ported onto the Switch when they expand to GameCube. But am I not allowed to say that in my opinion, with the newly announced partnership between Nintendo and Sega to port classic games over, that I think we could see this happen? I mean, I didn't even put confirmed or verified in the title or anything, so I can't even begin to see what the problem is. At some point, you get to a layer of criticism that begins to lose constructiveness, because eventually you get to someone who's mad that I'm not out here verifying the new Sonic Rangers leak with the previously confirmed one from January, when that's honestly not a very good title and no one will ever want to click on a video like that because it's not interesting. And it goes against my entire philosophy. There's like sound effects, moving raccoons, graphics every 2 seconds in my videos. So why would I try so hard to not make boring content, but then make the most boring title ever? I don't mind if you hate my titles, as long as you like the videos, that's really what matters. So yeah, love me or hate me, as long as you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and 100% bell, I'll keep making videos, honestly, whether you watch them or not. I've continued with way lower views before, so I'm prepared for whatever. But until then, I'm going to keep doing my thing and being the definitive supreme #1 source of all Sonic news. And I mean no ill will towards anyone in this thread. I really hope once the people of Reddit get therapy and find joy in their lives, they'll be able to join Raccoon Gang on the Sonic Show's lit Discord with only one channel that I'm frequently in. The link's in the description. Thank you so much for the love, if you have love to give, and I'll see you soon in another video actually covering Sonic news. And update on the album, it's so close to being finished. Go yell at me on Twitter, Sonic_show, Twitch, Sonic Show Live, Instagram, The Sonic Show. I have made a promise that once I finish this album, that's when we will be having the glorious Sonic X Marathon stream. I didn't forget, just busy and stressed. Until then, peace.
Okay. No way. Anytime now. Hey, that's now, Shadow. Select the stage. Right away. Go. I die hard. Did you insert a memory card? Let's rock. Hey, it's not his speed. Nobody's faster than me. Ready? Go. What do you mean? Long time no